Let's move on to Wisconsin versus Indiana. Let's get a good look at Indiana, I should say. Wisconsin, number 19th ranked at Indiana. Opens at -2.5. In the morning, about, 2 hours ago, it was 1.5s across the board. Money coming back in on Wisconsin. It's now 2s across the board. BetOnline still hanging at -1.5, but juiced to -118. The total opens very low at BetOnline. 121. Now, I know Wisconsin slows the pace down. That's a very low total, 121. And it's shot all the way up to 126.5. A 5.5-point move to the over in Wisconsin at Indiana. What are you thinking here, Drew?
Jimmy, my initial thoughts, especially seeing this up into the mid, even getting up there even more of 120s. I think we're seeing, 126 you said. I would look towards Wisconsin toward the under again. Sidewise in this game, Wisconsin's one of those teams. I like their point guard. What's his name? Metric Trice, point guard. He's quick. He makes plays happen. I think he's a really tough guard. But their offense is so much just, Ethan Happ has to touch the ball. He's a great player, well-coached guy, except for the free throws. I mean, it's a joke watching him to go to the free throw line. He's under 50%. I almost think if it's a close game at the end, should he even really be out there if they have a small lead, because he struggles so much from the free throw line. It's actually funny to watch. But Indiana, on the other hand, they're 1-12 in their last 13 games in the Big Ten, but they're a lot better than that. They're staying in games. They're still fighting hard. So it's not a team that's given up on the season. They're playing hard. They are only 65% from the free throw line. They do get back on defense. They don't let a lot of transition points, which also makes for longer possessions. I think defensive-wise, they're in the 300s in terms of how fast their defensive tempo is. Wisconsin, on the other hand, is in the 340s in terms of tempo overall. So I think this is going to be not many possessions in the game, longer possessions. And as we get up here to 126, I still don't think it's high enough at this number. But if you made me bet this game, Jimmy, I would be on the under.
You would be on the under going against a giant market move. A giant market move. Let's take a look at what the guys in the chat are saying. Tomer says, Indiana is finally better. Good size. They played well. Teams have figured out how to defend Happ since the Illinois game. Tom Marino's on Indiana plus 2.5. You got Moss says, just take Wisconsin. They're better. LBA Sports says, fake line move. Take the under. Books are bluffing with that line move, trying to scare the public off the under. Bluff. Tom Marino says, Indiana has 2 first-round picks. They're finally figuring it out. My man Super Cisco 1313, Frankie knows, says Wisconsin. Alex Malbury, Wisconsin money line. You got Moss says Indiana is just bad. 1-4 last 5 games at home. Raymond Scott, these 2 teams haven't played to this low of a score in the last 5 meetings. Wow, you got Moss. Indiana is better at every position. I see Indiana having a tough time trying to score buckets. Tomarino, Indiana's playing much better recently. Young team playing better. And Maxwell Smart writes Hoosiers in giant writing. So we have people on both sides of the fence. Drew liking the under, going against a giant 5.5-point market move. First off, will you be betting that? Is that an official pick? And again, if you had a free play on the side, who would you take?
Jimmy, no, I have not bet it yet. So I got the 1 unit on the first game we talked about, Duke, Virginia Tech. However, on this game, I have not bet it yet. Sidewise, Wisconsin, Indiana. Like one of the low baggers you were just talking about said, I think Wisconsin's just the more talented team. It's another buy low opportunity. I know it's tough to win games in the Big Ten on the road, and Indiana is a lot better than their record. But offensively, Ethan Happ can still put the ball in the bucket, not on the free throw line. I think they do that enough. Point guard Trice makes enough plays. If you made me bet it, I'd be on the Badgers minus the short number here, Jimmy.
Interesting. Backing the Badgers. Tom Marino, though, says Wisconsin is nowhere near as athletic as Indiana. Morgan is a top 14 pick. Romes is a first-rounder as well. Tom Marino says Trice and Davidson are 3-star recruits. Very, very interesting breakdown here. People on both sides. And no official pick on this game from Drew Martin, though a lean towards the under. That's bounced all the way up to 126.5. And a lean towards these Badgers. And Maxwell Smart says, beware of Nate Roovers of Wisconsin. I want that as my low bag play of the day.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.